Welcome to Connect Studios, the icon. Today we have a very special guest all the way across the pond from Vancouver. We got a young friend. What's good?
Hey,
What's
everybody.
poppin', my brother?
How's it going, man?
It's doing good. Unfortunately, we don't have my homeboy Chris today, so it's just gonna be a nice you and me back and forth.
One-on-one.
One-on-one.
Love it.
And like honestly, I got a couple things I want to cover, so let's just get right into
Absolutely.
it. Let's talk about just first of all, for people who don't know, is this your first interview?
Yeah, it is.
Word, that's dope. Cool. So then let's get people introduced to Young Friend.
Sure thing.
So
yeah.
talk to us about the name first of all, Young Friend. Why?
It's actually kind of a funny story. I didn't come up with the name, my buddy. So all my friends my whole life have always been like way older than me. So my buddy, we were going over to his house and I was like, hey, is it all right that I'm coming over? And his dad, he was like, yeah, it's cool. You're my young friend. That's what my dad likes you.
Hey.
So another guy we were with was like, oh, shit, Young Friend.
Young Friend.
That should be your stage name.
Dang.
And we were like, yeah. So ever since then, that was like 4 or 5 years ago. And then they've all like called me around
Yeah.
Young Friend. And then this year I was like, yeah, let's go for it.
Word, and it just came naturally, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, because I was going down your Instagram and I was seeing that you had some other cuts, but they're
Yeah.
not on like Spotify or
No,
anything.
all SoundCloud.
Were you anything else prior to Young Friend, or were you just kind of like releasing
I
stuff?
just went by my real name.
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
Drew.
Drew.
Yeah.
Word. So then what was cool is that, going into the album, first of all, your first cut, Hills.
Yes, sir.
Let's before we even get into the album, let's just talk about the music video for Hills, because that was like the first visual that we would see.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the process and also like the story behind the deeper story behind
absolutely. What a process that was. So my manager Zach, we originally were making the video for this song I had released like 4 months prior called Ghost, but so we were filming for like 2 months and we weren't really getting anywhere with Ghost, so we were like, what are we gonna do? How are we gonna make this video come together? And then I sent him a demo of like the first version of Hills, and he was like, dude, we need to change the video. So halfway through, we were filming for Ghost, we changed it to Hills, and then like 4 months later, it comes out.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was in the works for a while. Yeah, I was stoked to get it out.
And when you got the treatment of the music video, were they creating a storyline for you to follow, or what was the kind of process with that?
It was a lot of work with like what Zach wanted, his direction. He like had the idea for all of the visuals, and I was kind of just giving him themes to work with. So like the song is about, I would say, change. Yeah. It's about how people change over time and how relationships change, and relationships with people you used to know, and you look at them now and you're like, do I even know that person? So that song is actually it's about a person.
Word.
But I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah.
But so it was a lot of collaboration with Zach on me throwing things at him and him saying, this is what we can make work. Yeah.
Well, talk to us about that cutie in the tub with you. Is she like your girl or like?
No, she's not my girl.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's actually like an old long time friend of mine. Her name's Georgia. I texted her at like 2 a.m. the day before the shoot. I was like, yo, are you free? Like, we need a girl for this shoot tomorrow.
Are you free? Can you come into a tub with me?
Exactly. And she was like, actually, she lives in Toronto, but she was like, I'm in town. Like, let's go. So she came through and spent the day.
Dude, if you didn't have a girl, like, she's probably a promising one, considering she's ready to jump in a tub with you dude, last minute.
She's a real one. She's a ride or die for sure. Like,
Word.
Yeah, she's cool. We actually used to like dance together. I would dance for like 9 years.
Okay.
And then I went to school for acting, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna do music.
Yeah.
So.
You know what? That's a great segue, because I wanted to kind of ease into the album, but
of course
you're talking about, dancing, you're talking about acting and things like that.
Yeah.
I can hear in your music that there is a lot more musicality than a lot of the hip-hop pop things that we're hearing these days. What's really cool is that, for example, when I heard On Your Own, I'm hearing those melodies.
Yes.
Talk to us about your musical background.
Oh, man. It's kind of been a trip, really. I honestly have been making music for like 3 years tops. I started like playing around with it probably in like senior year of high school, and I had a piano that was my mom's piano. Nobody ever played it.
Yeah.
And I just like would sit down and just like write and play and come up with whatever I could. And then I think in first year university was when I like actually sat down and was like, I'm gonna write a song and like write my own everything, lyrics, melody, chords, all of it. And then I like taught myself how to play piano and guitar, and then it just kind of, the ball got rolling. I got into producing and everything.
You produce as well?
Yeah, I produced the whole album.
Let's just talk about, let's just take a backtrack for a second. You dance, you act, you produce, you sing, you rap. What is it? Cinquintuple. I don't, they have like the triple threat, but what is
it's like quin.
I don't know. That's a little crazy, man. Like, you're flexing on them a little too hard right now.
I dabble with all of it.
Let's calm down for a second. So then, who are your inspirations when we're talking about that?
Biggest inspirations I'd say musically are like Donald Glover, Frank Ocean, Justin Vernon of Bon Iver.
Word.
Do you know Keaton Henson?
Of course, man.
Oh, yeah, those guys are huge. I love Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
I grew up actually, like, first rap that I ever got into was Biggie.
Word.
Yeah, I was in like the 7th grade, and my buddy, he was in like the 10th grade, and he was like, yo, you gotta listen to this song, and it was juicy.
Yeah.
And we were like in the backyard, and we just like sat down and memorized all the words. And so yeah, that's like what got me into rap. And then I started listening to Pac, and then everything just spun out. Yeah,
just listening to legends and
like
becoming a legend. That's what I'm talking about, brother. One thing that I noticed that's kind of sets you apart from the hip hop scene in the West Coast in general is the fact that you're not afraid to kind of get more in tune with your emotions and things like that. And also, like, the singing part is a huge aspect. But let's talk about, let's just first of all dive into some of the tracks.
Sure.
I have some of my favorites. What are your favorites on the album right now?
I'd say like songs I'm most proud of.
Yeah.
Songs that like were the most like songs I had the best time making were On Your Own, Catch My Breath.
Yep.
I had such a fun time making Zone.
Okay.
And probably Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hills was written, On Your Own and Hills were actually both written not supposed to be on the album. I was just writing them because I thought I had the album done, and then I was just like writing some music as we do, and I sent them to my manager Zach, and he was like, dude, like, you got to put these on the album.
Yeah.
Same thing with Catch My Breath as well. Was, man, this project has seen so many sides.
Yeah.
There's like 35 unreleased songs.
Word, that's always how it goes.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've been seeing that's Catch My Breath is one of the crowd favorites.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of my favorites for sure is On Your Own, Catch My Breath, and also Your.
You like Your?
Dude, talk to him about Your. Is that like a saying that you say, Your?
So like
what's up?
Your was like, so we played our first show back in April with the Relatives Collective.
Yeah.
And everybody in the crowd started chanting Your because it was just like somebody said. It's like a New York thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, as they say like Your, it's like you heard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we just like started saying it at our shows, and now people like chanted it. And Blake, the other guy that's on the song, him and I we were sitting down one day, and we're just talking. I was like Your, and he was like, yo, we gotta make a song called Your. And I was like, yeah, we do. So I made the beat, and then he came in, and we recorded it, and yeah, I love that song. I love Blake. He's such a talented guy.
Yeah, I think that's one of the bangers that I slept on a little bit because I'm like, Your. Hey,
it's like the most repetitive stuff ever.
It doesn't even matter, the bangs.
Exactly.
But like, talk about the other banger, Catch My Breath. That's definitely like the crowd favorite for sure. I've been seeing that. One thing that I really appreciate is the artistry that you're putting in there, because I can hear like whispering.
Yes, thank you. It's in both ears too.
Exactly. So you're like catching your breath. I heard that. I'm like, okay. He's not just rapping right now. He's got a bit of artistry. I got you. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
And it's honestly just awesome to see just the growth, because this is the very start. So
yeah, absolutely.
What is planned for this year? What do you got planned right now?
Oh, some big things. So crazy. I'm actually like a week today. I'm heading off to Europe for like a month and a half.
Okay.
So I'm taking a little hiatus. Not working on any music between now and then. I've got a lot of stuff lined up for like when we're back. Gonna be Relatives is gonna be putting out a project probably just before the summer starts, and I'd like to also put out an EP. Yeah. Probably summertime.
Wicked.
Just before summer.
Damn, so just prolific.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is it the EP for Relatives Collective?
Yeah. Yes,
okay,
sir.
Word. So then is it going to be like one song per person? How's it gonna look?
It's kind of like, it's been tough because we released the album July, and we were like thinking like, are we gonna have one person on one song, these two people on another? But it kind of worked out that like almost everybody was on every song.
Yeah.
So I think it's like more of like whatever comes naturally, because I find it whenever we try and like, whenever we put ourselves in a box like that and are like, okay, this is your song, this is your song, this is your song, it kind of just like closes us in creatively. And I think it's better when we all just like get into the studio together and just like listen to the music and work together. And so
yeah, let's talk about your collective. Talk about the people. Let's see what's going on.
Well, so it started and there was like 12, 13 people in it. It was such a big group. And then actually like two months ago, we cut down on it a couple, just because there was like a bunch of members in a different band, and it was just like conflict of interest.
Yeah, for sure.
People are busy. So now there's 6 people, including our DJ.
Yeah.
And we got together last year, 2018, like early 2018, and we're like, we all make music. Let's like get together and start something real.
Word.
And it's kind of just we've done like everything on our own. Like we went downtown to like what used to be the Belmont, but it's closing down now in Vancouver. And we were like, please let us play a show. None of us had ever played a show before. And then we played our first show, and the guys were like, wow, that was amazing. Like, you're welcome back anytime. And ever since then, it's kind of just been, that's it's crazy because you do one show and then the ball just starts rolling. You want to do more.
And the thirst starts rolling. Talk to them.
Big time.
Yeah, because you get that bug, that show bug, get that fire going.
Tell me about it.
So do you have, I know that you got a couple set up in Vancouver.
Yes.
Talk to us about some of those upcoming
It's actually this Saturday.
Okay.
It's the album release party at 333 downtown Vancouver, Clark Drive. It's going to be great. Relatives is going to be opening, and then I'm going to do a set. Just do the whole album.
Word. And I think I was seeing that you were telling everybody to wear blue.
Yes.
Talk to us about that theme, because I see the butterfly. I see. Talk to us about that.
So like, the first single I put out that was, it was Blue.
Yeah.
Blue was actually on the album, and it was like a big hit. Like everybody was like sending me these blue heart emojis and sending me the butterfly, and I was like, why don't we kind of just like capitalize on that and make it a part of the brand? And so like it works with like the album art is kind of blue, and the song's called Blue, and a lot of the like pictures we were putting up in promo were blue. So we were like, let's use that to our advantage. And the Relatives threw a show like maybe a month and a half ago called Sriracha Sunday, because I don't know if you knew this, but one of the buddies at one of our shows during the summer chugged an entire bottle of Sriracha on stage.
You're ruining my plans, gosh darn it. That was going to be the whole thing I was going to talk about. You got me, gosh darn it. Talk to us about that, because you know what? I saw that on like Vice or something. Like that got popping. Talk to us about that. That was the whole process.
That was like the craziest shit ever. So what happened was Autumn, the guy you actually just met, he was on Instagram, and he was like, he put something up on his story. He was like, if blah, 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 whatever, I will drink a whole bottle of Sriracha on stage. And we didn't think it was going to happen, but it happened like immediately. So we're like, okay, he's actually going to do it. And keep in mind, that was mid-set.
Yeah.
So he had a whole another half a set to do after he chugged the bottle of Sriracha. And that was like the craziest thing ever. He actually did it. He drank the whole thing. It got all over his chest. His chest was burning. He was sweating, and it was so tough. And then like a day after, I sent the video to I think I sent it to like Barstool Sports or something like that. And it just blew up. It like blew up, and
I saw that shit.
Yeah, we were like he was going viral, and it was like got like it was crazy. It was such a surreal experience, and we were like, wow, this is ridiculous. So we made a song called Sriracha and put it out like a week later.
Word.
And yeah, we haven't chugged Sriracha since.
Yeah. Because best believe after the set, he had another set in the bathroom.
Yes. Oh.
Ring of fire. You know what I mean? Gosh darn it.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. That was tough. He said that he was in the bathroom for like days after that.
Oh gosh, man. Yeah. That's not healthy, bro.
No, it's not. But he's a boss for that. He's a legend.
That's what. Yeah. I mean, you know what? Anybody who gets on those Barstool Sports who are like, you know what? He was like halfway done. And then like they're like, oh, he's done. He's like, nah.
No, I know. And he keeps going back.
Bring it
back.
He's
like, give it to me. And we're like,
oh my gosh.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, he's crazy.
That honestly, like, to me, defined Relatives Collective on just like the easygoing, the fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are your goals in the next coming couple years? What do you got going right now?
So we actually just incorporated. That means
okay.
That means we're saving money on taxes.
Okay, talk to
So we're like an official company now.
Yeah.
We're trying to get it up so that we can be throwing events in Vancouver, like hosting events where we just bring in local artists and give them an opportunity to perform. Like we know lots of local artists that are working, very talented people that don't have that connection or support to be able to perform. So we decided we'll use our platform to help people out the way that other people have helped us out. So it's a kind of a way of giving back.
Exactly.
We got lots of that, lots of music coming from relatives. I think going forward it would be like we'd love to become a label one day. And actually establish and like be able to sign artists and bring them on and help them grow and
manifest that dream, my brother, because honestly on the island that's what we're doing here. That's what the Icon is all about. Is to be representing the artists on the West Coast, especially here in Victoria, to just show like, hey, you don't have to go all the way to East Coast to make something happen.
I know.
West Coast, Best Coast, Cascadia represent. You know what I'm talking about? So honestly, I see what you got going in Vancouver, and I respect it because we're doing the same thing. And honestly, I was telling people, I'm like, listen, you have, if all of us work together on one central idea, we will make the biggest impact.
Yo, that's the craziest thing about Vancouver, right? Is I feel like there's so many artists in Vancouver. Now, I'm not gonna call anybody out or anything, because I'm not that kind of guy, but like. There's so many artists in Vancouver that kind of put themselves on like a higher pedestal and like, I'm not willing to work with these people because I'm better than them or I'm a higher caliber or whatever. But it's like, we're all in this together. We all got the same goal. Why don't we use all of our talent, all of our connections and work together and create something great? Because like there's so many talented artists in Vancouver and Victoria and all West Coast, but nobody's working together. We don't have a scene. So we got to create that scene and create that industry.
So and on top of that, like Vancouver is not too far away from Victoria.
Not at all, man. Like hour and a half ferry away.
Like neighbors, bro.
Exactly.
So on top of that, like just imagine when we create the scene here, when you create the scene in Vancouver, and these are positive movements. We're not. It's not us versus them. It's not like we're all working together because once we put the West Coast back on the map,
let's go.
We're the ones that are going to be respected and become the OGs up in
sir.
here. You know what I'm talking about?
Sir.
You know what I'm talking about?
So
you know, I honestly truly respect all that you're doing, man.
Thank you, man. And I appreciate you.
Yeah, talk to us more about 604 before we sign off.
About the album. I'd say, like, to sum it up, 604. So 604 is the Vancouver area code.
Yeah.
I think it's less about the city itself and more about what, like, the effect that the city has had on me. So how Vancouver has built me to be the person that I am today.
Wicked.
So that's like what about every song on the album is about that, just about the experiences that I've had, the people I've met, the places I've been in Vancouver that have built me to be the artist that I am.
Exactly.
Yeah. So shout out Vancouver, man.
Shout out
Beautiful place. Wouldn't be who I am without it. It's crazy. You can be in the mountains and then go down to the ocean within like an hour.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Where else can you do that?
Boom. And honestly, man, we appreciate you coming through.
Thank you.
That's
bro.
what I'm talking
Thank
about. You heard it first here at the Icon. We got Young Friend up in here.
Yes, sir.
In the cut, talking about 604, talking about Vancouver and that West Coast vibe. Thank you for coming through. Beep on out. Z Peters, Johnny Graves, Young Friend, we out.
We out.
Came to the place and I ain't gonna wait. I don't really got the time to waste. Gone in a sec, I've been chasing the check. I just really wanna catch my pace. Catch my breath, catch my breath, catch my breath, catch my breath. Yeah. These days everybody act famous, but they're missing that patience. Well, I'm stuck on my day shift. I get a little impatient. Take a little time just to look back. 2018, yeah, we shook that. Air Force Ones in my book bag. Ain't nobody that can hook that.